Hi. I'm going to talk about the science of getting rich, 7 principles from chapter 2. Success in life is becoming what you want to be. Are you successful? The Bible tells us that we are all equal. That doesn't mean that we all have equality of outcome. Each of us is made for a different purpose with different gifts and skills. Making excuses is nothing more than refusing to accept who we are and embrace the life we are called to. According to Wattles, the author of The Science of Getting Rich, there are 7 guiding principles listed in chapter 2. 1. There are certain laws that govern acquiring riches. Some people will do these things that lead to riches consciously. Others will do them unconsciously, but the result is always the same. 2. There is a certain way to acquire riches. The law of cause and effect states that if you take certain actions will result. So, if you take the actions you need to become rich, you will become rich. 3. Getting rich has nothing to do with your environment. We've all known people who came from some of the roughest environments you can imagine, the inner city, the mountains of Appalachia and others. No matter what kind of environment you are in, no matter how you were raised, if you want to achieve success, you will. 4. Talent isn't a factor in getting rich. Hollywood, as well as the rest of the world, is populated with plenty of people who don't have a lot of talent. What they do have is the drive and ambition to succeed, and they know what they need to do to achieve their goals. 5. Getting rich is not the result of saving. One of the biggest myths is that in order to be successful you have to have money, or you have to save your money for 30 or 40 years in order to accumulate wealth. The other is, you have to save your money for 30 or 40 years in order to accumulate wealth. 6. Anyone can get rich. We've all known those who were intellectually brilliant who were working a job that was way beneath their intellect. We've all also known those that left us clueless to how they achieved such outstanding success. 7. You don't need to choose a particular business. Whatever the business, there are millionaires in just about every business enterprise. The most important thing to remember here is to choose a business you like, and place your business where your customers are. Click the link below to sign up for your free copy of The Science of Getting Rich. Thanks for watching. Please see my link in description for more information. Bye.